TKF seminar. Dear referees and judges, welcome you all to the Traditional Karate Federation Free Kata Kumite Referee Judge Seminar 2024 Explanation in your elaborate and manner seminar. Thank you for coming to the Tiger Cup 2024. Disclaimer: this presentation is for education purpose only. For accurate and current information, please refer to the official World Karate Federation documentation in WKF website. Our association is not responsible for any consequences arising from the uses of this material. Our team made wonderful presentation in multi-languages. If there are any issues in the translated videos or text, we are not responsible. Thank you for understanding. Let's begin with the Kumite competition rules. The purpose of the Kumite rules for all level championships promote the karate sports to conduct in safe, fair and orderly manner. Kumite competition area. The total competition area for a single tatami is 12 meters square. Competition area is 8 meters on each side. Additional 2 meters on all sides for safety area. Swift area may be reduced to 1.5 m if tatami space is insufficient. For elevated tatami, total area 14 meters, 3 meters safety area all side. There is no advertisement sign wall pillar within 1 meter of the safety area's outer perimeter. The monitor display placed between competition area. Monitor placed between 1.5 m from the outside of the red warning area. Mat configuration is to mat inverter red side turn off, forming 1 meter boundary between competitors. Competitors should stand front and center on the mat when standing or receiving combat. Referee stand center between two mats, 2 meters from the boundary facing competitor. The 4 judges sitting on the corner of the tatami in the safety area equipped with red and blue flag. Latest tech is for judge use electronic signal device. Referee can move around the entire tatami, including the safety area. Kansa seated at the official table equipped with whistle only, not flag. Score supervisor seated at the official score table alongside the score timekeeper. Video review. Supervisors deployed when video is used. Coaches seated out the safety area on respective tatami sides facing the official table. In elevated tatami area, coaches placed outside the area behind their respective competitors. Official referee uniform. The dress code is single-breast navy blue blazer, plain light grey trouser without turns-ups, white half-sleeve shirt, plain dark blue or black socks and black slip-on shoes. An official tie a black whistle with the discrete white cord for the whistle. The additionally allowed items are plain wedding ring, voluntary religious headwear approved by the WKF. Hair clip and discreet earrings. Heels of more than 4 cm may not be worn with the uniform. Electronic items are strictly prohibited like smartwatch. Private electronic devices. Judges must wear the official uniform at all tournaments, briefings and courses related karate. For multi-sports event, the official uniform for the judges may be substituted by the common uniforms by requesting to the WKF. If the chief judge agrees, official may be allowed to remove their blazer. The referee commission or chief referee may refuse the participation of any official who does not comply with this regulation. Competitors' dress and equipment code. Competitors must wear a WKF-approved Kumite dress. Let's focus on the attire that embodies the spirit and tradition of our sport. Competitors' uniforms are a blend of functionality and heritage, ensuring every participant looks the part and is prepared for peak performance. Each kartegi must be WKF approved, pristine white, with no personal adornments except for the WKF EC allowed embroidery. Red or blue embroidered brands on the shoulders echo the draw, while the national emblem sits proudly on the left breast, precisely within the 12 by 8 cm limit. Competitors will don either a red or blue belt, allocated by draw, devoid of personalization. stretching about 5 centimeters wide, with lengths that are just right. The jacket, an essential component of the kartegi, must cover the hips but should not extend beyond 3/4 of the thigh, ensuring freedom of movement and respecting the decorum of the sport. Female competitors have the option of wearing a plain white t-shirt beneath their jackets for added comfort. And remember, the integrity of the attire is paramount. Ties on the jacket are not just decorative, they symbolize readiness and must be secured at the outset of every bout. The trousers, cut to precise specifications, must cover at least 2/3 of the shin and must not brush the floor, a testament to the discipline and precision karate demands. This attire is not merely clothing, it's a karateka's armor, steeped in tradition, ready for the modern arena. The WKF Executive Committee permits the display of special labels or trademarks of approved sponsors on our attire, adding a professional dimension to our sport. When it comes to hair and accessories, cleanliness and safety are paramount. Competitors should have clean, well-cut hair, free from any distracting or unsafe accessories like metal grips or beads. A simple rubber band for a single ponytail is acceptable. For those who wear religious headwear, the WKF honors diversity and allows for approved styles that align with our safety standards. In terms of personal care, athletes must keep fingernails short and refrain from wearing any metal or injurious objects. Competitors with metallic teeth braces need to seek approval, and they bear responsibility for any injury caused by such braces. These guidelines ensure that while competitors may bring their unique style to the mat, safety and uniformity are never compromised. An integral part of ensuring a fair and safe competition lies in the meticulous equipment check prior to each match. The match supervisor is tasked with verifying that all competitors' gear is WKF approved, upholding the highest standards of uniformity and safety. Across continents, federations are unified in using equipment from approved WKF providers, ensuring every athlete is equally equipped for success. In the realm of injury management, any additional bandages, padding, or supports must receive the green light from both the referee and the tournament doctor. This careful scrutiny guarantees the well-being of our athletes while maintaining the integrity of the sport, addressing the sensitive matters of physical conditions. Competitors with certain deformities or amputations must be evaluated to ensure their participation poses no risk to themselves or others. In such cases, referees have the discretion to consult with medical professionals, and for those rare moments when a competitor's equipment or attire is found to be non-compliant, there is a grace period of 2 minutes to make the necessary adjustments. Failure to comply not only affects the competitor but may also lead to the coach's suspension, contingent upon the chief referee's report. This underlines the collective responsibility we share in fostering a competition environment that is safe, fair, and respectful to the traditions of karate. Organization of Kumite competitions. Let us now turn our attention to the structure of Kumite competitions. Understanding the terminology is key to grasping the competition's framework. A bout is the most basic unit, representing a single contest between two competitors. Expanding from this, a match encompasses all the bouts fought between the members of two teams, illustrating the collective effort towards victory. We also have groups, which are used to categorize competitors or teams in the round-robin phase, an initial segment of the competition where each participant faces all the others in their group. This format is employed for both individual and team competitions, with the aim of determining the strongest competitors or teams through a series of bouts. Lastly, a pool represents one half of the competitors in a category. These pools create two parallel tracks that competitors navigate, striving to emerge victorious and advance towards the ultimate goal, competing for the medals. This structured approach to competition ensures a comprehensive assessment of skill, endurance, and strategy as competitors vie for the honor of being the best in their category. Weighing procedure for Kumite competitions. A critical component of preparing for combat in Kumite competitions is the weighing process, a step that ensures all competitors meet their category's weight specifications. The procedure is twofold, with a rehearsal weighing phase and the official weighing. Competitors are afforded the opportunity, beginning 1 hour prior to the official weighing, to check their weight on the official scales. There is no restriction on the number of times a competitor may weigh themselves during this preparatory period. For the official weighing, the venue is singularly designated, equipped with separate facilities for men and women to ensure privacy. The scales used are calibrated electronic devices, capable of precision to a single decimal place and are stationed on a solid, non-carpeted floor. This weighing occurs no later than the day before the competition starts, and the timings are communicated via the official bulletin or the organizing committee. A tolerance of 0.2 kilograms for males and 0.5 kilograms for females is allowed, accounting for both the upper and lower weight limits. WKF officials oversee the process, validating competitor accreditation and recording weights meticulously. Personal belongings or additional clothing are removed to ensure an accurate measurement. Failure to meet weight requirements or absence during this critical juncture results in disqualification, termed Kiken. Lastly, it is important to note the sanctity of this process. Recording devices or photography are strictly prohibited within the weighing area to protect the privacy and focus of all competitors. Kumite competition formats. In the dynamic world of Karate Kumite competitions, a variety of formats are employed to test the mettle of our athletes. The elimination system with repechage is widely used across both individual and team competitions, providing athletes with a second chance even after a loss. This system ensures that a single defeat does not spell the end of a competitor's journey in the tournament. The round-robin format, followed by elimination, is another exciting structure, particularly in the individual Premier League and Senior Kumite World Championships. Here, competitors battle within their groups before progressing to the elimination phase, offering a balanced mix of consistency and high-stakes competition. In the realm of multisport games, such as continental games or the Olympics, the two-pool round-robin system is often in play. Competitors are divided into two pools, with the victors of each pool advancing to the finals, heightening the competitive edge as only the best make it through. Each of these formats is carefully chosen based on the specific event, its scale, and the level of competition, ensuring that every match is a display of peak performance and strategic brilliance. As we look to the various Kumite events ahead, athletes and spectators alike can anticipate a rich tapestry of competition styles, each with its unique challenges and pathways to victory. Team composition table for Kumite competitions. Strategic composition and depth are essential in the realm of team Kumite competitions. Let's look closely at the composition table to understand how teams are structured. In male teams round-robin, each team initially presents 5 competitors, and this number is consistent for subsequent rounds. They are supported by 2 compulsory backup team members and an optional third, culminating in a robust team size of 7 to 8 members. In the more cutthroat male teams elimination rounds, the initial 5-member team must have a minimum of 3 competitors in subsequent rounds, with a total team size ranging from 5 to 7, as no backup is compulsory here. Turning to female teams, the round-robin structure showcases 3 competitors, consistent across all rounds, plus one compulsory backup team member, allowing for a team size of 4 to 5 members. The elimination rounds for female teams echo the males, with a minimum of 2 competitors required for subsequent rounds and a total team size of 3 to 4 members. This table encapsulates the essence of team strategy, where every member plays a crucial role in the quest for collective victory. It's a delicate balance of individual skill and team dynamics that defines the spirit of Kumite team competitions. The team may change which of the team members should participate for each match. For a tiebreak bout, the team may submit a single name as they would normally do for a new round. Round robin and elimination tournament rules for Team Kumite. The integrity of the round robin and elimination tournaments in Team Kumite is upheld by a set of clear rules. In the round robin format, teams are required to compete in all scheduled bouts. It is the team's commitment to see each match through to the end that ensures a fair and complete competition. Should a team be unable to complete all bouts, the consequences are significant. All matches and the victory points accrued will be voided. This not only impacts the team in question but also resets the results of any matches they had with other teams, preserving the integrity of the tournament standings as we transition into the elimination phase, which follows the round robin. The rules stipulate that male teams must field no fewer than 3 competitors for any given match. Female teams are required to present at least 2 competitors. This requirement is crucial to maintaining the competitive structure and ensuring that each match is fought with honor and the spirit of karate. In the world of Team Kumite, every competitor counts, and every bout is a testament to the team's strength and unity. These rules are in place not just to enforce order, but to celebrate the collective effort and discipline that is the essence of our sport. Fighting order for teams in Kumite competitions. Every match in a Team Kumite competition begins with critical preparation. A team representative, often the coach or a designated competitor, is responsible for submitting the official form that dictates the fighting order of the team members. This form is not just an administrative task, it is a declaration of strategy, detailing the lineup and the order in which the athletes will face their opponents. It must be completed with precision, listing the country, belt color for the bout, and providing clear identification of each competitor by name and tournament number. Coaches play a pivotal role in this process, presenting their accreditation and ensuring they do not disrupt the match's flow, whether by action or word. Their presence is a symbol of guidance, not interference. When the team lines up before the match, it's the fighters for that round who are at the forefront, ready to step into the arena. Any substitutions or changes in the fighting order are strategic moves that must be declared beforehand. Failure to officially notify such changes can lead to disqualification, a high price for a lack of communication, or a last-minute decision. An error in the fighting order can lead to a bout being invalidated, highlighting the importance of accuracy from both the team and the scorekeeping officials. Should a competitor be disqualified for any reason, such as receiving Kiken, Hansoku, or Shikkaku, it not only zeroes their score but also grants the opposing team an 8-0 victory for that bout. As per the Yuko count, this meticulous attention to the fighting order is a testament to the discipline and integrity of Kumite, where every detail matters and every action contributes to the honor of the sport. Round-robin individual competition structure. The round-robin phase is a critical juncture in the individual World Championships and Premier League, where 32 warriors are sorted into 8 groups. Picture this: groups of 4, each a miniature battlefield where competitors face off in a series of bouts. It is in these groups that the first seeds of victory are sown, with the winner of each group advancing to the high stakes of quarterfinals, and then possibly to semifinals and the ultimate showdown in the final. But the journey doesn't end for those who encounter setbacks. For those who clash with the eventual finalists and fall short, there is still honor to be fought for in the bronze medal matches. A chance to stand on the podium and claim their place among the best. Allocation to these groups is not left to chance, it is a calculated arrangement, ensuring a balance of participation and seeding. The strongest are spread out, the competition fierce but fair. And in a testament to the spirit of competition, even those who do not top their group may still advance as the best runner-ups, keeping the dream of glory alive based on the total number of groups and competitors. This is the essence of the round-robin phase, a crucible where each individual's skill, endurance, and heart are tested, setting the stage for the champions of tomorrow. In the round-robin individual competition, the path to victory is paved with both skill and adherence to the rules. Should a competitor be disqualified or unable to complete all bouts, the repercussions are clear-cut. Any bouts completed or underway are nullified, and all victory points earned thus far are forfeited. It's a stark reminder that every bout is as much about discipline as it is about prowess. However, there is a caveat: if the disqualification occurs in the last bout of the round-robin phase, the prior victories and points stand unaffected, a measure of grace for the efforts already laid down in the arena. Winning isn't just about defeating an opponent, it's about accumulating victory points, 3 for a win, 1 for a draw with points, and none for a draw without points or a loss. The top contenders, those with the most victory points, emerge as the winners and runners-up of their groups, ready to ascend to the next level of the competition, and as the semifinals unfold, the winners take their place in the final, each vying for the coveted gold and silver medals. But let's not forget those who were bested by these finalists. They too have a shot at glory in the bronze medal matches. It's a chance for redemption, to stand on the podium, an acknowledgement of their tenacity and skill. Phase 1 of the Individual World Championships. Phase 1 of the Individual World Championships presents an open platform, a true test of skill where there's no cap of 32 competitors per category, allowing a broader field of athletes to showcase their talent. The structure is flexible, the number of groups can be expanded, and the competitors within each group can be adjusted, ensuring that everyone has their moment on the mat. As the competition progresses, additional rounds of round-robin matches are played out. This continues until the number of winners, those ready to move forward in their quest for the championship, is refined to 24 or fewer once the round-robin phase concludes. The tournament intensifies into straight elimination bouts. These confrontations are decisive, cutting the roster down to the 6 most formidable competitors in each category. These Elite 6 earn their place in Phase 2 of the Individual World Championships, having proven their mettle in the initial fray of competition. This phase is where potential is tested, where every kick, punch, and block could mean the difference between progression and elimination. It's a crucible that shapes champions, setting the stage for the epic battles that will unfold in Phase 2. World Teams Championships. The World Senior Teams Championships unfold through a meticulously crafted format designed to showcase the pinnacle of team effort and strategy. In the initial group phase, teams are categorized into groups of 5, each one a microcosm of the global karate elite. Here, in a round-robin setup, teams vie for supremacy, with the group winners earning their passage to the high-stakes semifinals. As the pressure mounts, the semifinals become the arena where teams clash with a singular goal: to secure their place in the finals. The winners here are propelled forward, while the teams that do not advance still have a shot at honor in the bronze medal matches. A testament to their skill and perseverance, the finals are where legends are made. The triumphant teams from the semi-finals face off, each aspiring to claim the gold medal and etch their names in the annals of karate history. Meanwhile, the teams that showed valiant effort but fell short in the semi-finals have the opportunity to battle once more for the bronze, ensuring that their journey is rewarded with a chance at podium glory in the realm of multisport games or events with limited participation. The competition adopts a two-pool system, ensuring a fair and thrilling contest as teams from opposing pools cross swords for the bronze medals. Any deviation from this established format is not taken lightly. It must be clearly communicated in the tournament bulletin, ensuring transparency and preparation for all teams involved. This is the essence of the World Teams Championships in Kumite, a blend of tradition, innovation, and unyielding competitive spirit. Coaching, coach requirements. Kumite coaches participating in World Championships must be part of a national federation delegation. Coaches must possess the required coach certification level when actively coaching during a competitor's bout. Let's turn our attention to the integral role of coaching in Kumite competitions, especially concerning the use of video review technology. Recognizing the pivotal influence of coaches, the World Karate Federation can grant exceptional authorizations, permitting a coach from a different delegation to step in under specific circumstances. This measure ensures that all athletes have access to the strategic guidance they deserve, regardless of unforeseen challenges such as visa issues, transportation difficulties, or sudden health complications faced by their registered coaches. In line with the WKF's development program, financial constraints that prevent a national federation from bringing a Kumite coach will not be a barrier to coaching support. Even refugee athletes, who stand as symbols of resilience and hope, will have the opportunity to receive coaching, embodying the inclusive spirit of our sport. Furthermore, if a coach is disqualified, the affected competitors will not be left without guidance. The WKF prioritizes the continuity of coaching support to ensure fairness and competitive integrity. Such exceptional authorizations hinge on adherence to the established dress code and are only granted during World Championships. With the approval of the organizing committee chair and the ratification by the president. This process highlights the WKF's commitment to adaptability, fairness, and the essential role of coaching in fostering a competitive yet supportive environment for all athletes. Refereeing panel composition. Let's quickly outline your roles in the Kumite Bout refereeing panel. This team includes 1 referee, Shushin, leading the bout, 4 judges, Fukushin, observing and scoring the action, 1 match supervisor, Kansa, overseeing match integrity, 1 score supervisor managing the scoring details, and in events with video review, 2 video review supervisors ensuring accuracy in video-assisted decisions. Together, your expertise ensures each match is fair, safe, and true to the spirit of karate. Nationality and conflict of interest for officials. Maintaining impartiality is paramount for our officiating team. To ensure fairness, all officials, from referees to video review supervisors, must not share nationality or have affiliations with competitors' national federations. Avoiding any conflict of interest is mandatory. If a potential conflict arises, it's crucial to report it before the match starts. Adherence to these guidelines safeguards the integrity of every bout. Referees and judges deployment and panel allocation. For the eliminatory rounds, the referees commission secretary ensures a fair and unbiased allocation of officials. The secretary compiles a list of available referees and judges from each tatami following the competitor's draw and referee's briefing. This list, entered into the electronic drawing system, is used to randomly assign a panel for each bout comprising 4 judges, 1 referee, 1 match supervisor, and 1 score supervisor. When video review is in play, 2 video review supervisors are also assigned through this impartial random process to uphold the integrity of the decisions made as we approach the medal bouts. The tatami managers compile a list of 8 eligible officials for each tatami. This list, once approved by the RC chairman, is entered into the system to randomly select a panel of 5 officials for the medal bouts, ensuring each match benefits from the expertise and fairness promised by our selection process. The referee panel, to support the smooth operation of bouts and matches, we appoint a dedicated team of officials for each tatami. This team includes 1 tatami manager who oversees the area, 3 tatami manager assistants who support in various tasks, 1 score timekeeper responsible for keeping track of the score and time, 2 kansa assistants who check the competitors' equipment for compliance, and 2 coach supervisors who may be appointed when necessary, depending on the tatami configuration or at the discretion of the chief referee. Responsibilities of kansa assistants. Kansa assistants play a vital role in upholding the standards of our sport. Before each match, they are tasked with ensuring that competitors' equipment and kartegi are compliant with WKF competition rules. This is a critical step in maintaining the integrity of the match. If a kansa assistant is not present, this responsibility shifts to the match supervisor, who must perform these checks before the bout begins. Formalities and change of judges. At the onset of each kumite match, the referee positions themselves at the outer edge of the match area. Judges 1 and 2 stand to the left, and judges 3 and 4 to the right. After competitors and the referee panel have exchanged formal bows, the referee steps back, the judges turn towards the referee, and a collective bow is performed. Then, all officials assume their assigned spots around the tatami during the change of judges. The officials, except for the match supervisor, will align, bow together, and depart from the match area. For individual judge changes, the incoming judge will approach the outgoing judge, they bow to each other, and then swap places. In team matches, assuming all officials are fully qualified, the positions of the referee and judges will be rotated between each bout to maintain impartiality and freshness in officiating. However, if any officials are not qualified as a referee, they will continue as sitting judges and be excluded from the rotation. Procedure for refereeing kumite with only 2 corner judges. In youth league competitions, a streamlined approach with 2 corner judges is adopted. This efficient system is detailed in Appendix 5, where you will find the comprehensive procedures adapted for these scenarios. Duration of kumite bouts. Senior male and female categories, 3 minutes effective time. Under 21 male and female categories, 3 minutes effective time. Cadet and junior male and female categories, 2 minutes effective time. Under 14 years, 1.5 minutes effective time. In tournaments without a limitation to participation, the duration of elimination bouts may be reduced from 3 minutes to 2 minutes and from 2 minutes to 1.5 minutes. This reduction should be announced before the tournament starts in a meeting for both coaches and officials. The timing of the bout starts when the referee gives the signal to start and stops each time the referee calls yame or at the signal for full time. The timekeeper shall give a signal indicating 15 seconds to go by 1 short burst beep with the buzzer and time up by 2 short bursts beep beep with the buzzer. The time up signal marks the end of the bout. Competitors are entitled to a rest period between bouts equal to the standard duration time of the bout. Exceptionally, in the case of a change of equipment color, this rest time is extended to 5 minutes. Kiken is the term used when a competitor either doesn't show up, cannot continue, opts out of the bout, or is withdrawn by the doctor, not due to the opponent's actions. For teams, a no-show or withdrawal leads to an 8-0 score for the opponent, recorded as yuko. In individual round robins, it's a 4-0 score, also counted as yuko. In the event of an opponent's disqualification, points awarded are counted as yuko. If a competitor is disqualified by Kiken, they are out of that category. However, this does not prevent them from competing in other categories. Upon a Kiken disqualification, the referee will point towards the absent side, declare aka ao Kiken, followed by aka ao no kachi, signifying the win for the present competitor. When a competitor is absent, the referee indicates the missing side and announces akka ao Kiken. Immediately after, akka ao no kachi is declared, awarding the win to the present competitor. It's important to note that while Kiken disqualification removes a competitor from the current category, it does not bar them from participating in subsequent categories. The terms and gestures utilized by the referee and judges during a bout are outlined in Appendix 2, ensuring uniformity and clarity in communication. At the start of each round, a bowing ceremony takes place. The referee will have competitors and officials face the audience to bow, known as shomen ni rei. Then, a mutual bow between competitors and officials, otgai ni rei, follows. This ritual is mirrored at the end of the bouts, signifying respect for the sport, the audience and each other. As we initiate the bout, referees and judges take their designated positions. Following the competitors' respectful exchange of bows at their starting lines, the referee will call out shobu hajime, signaling the start of the bout. It is crucial for competitors to execute proper bows at both the beginning and end of the bout, as a mere nod does not suffice and is considered discourteous. This act of bowing is a tradition that underscores the respect and sportsmanship inherent in karate. In the event that a bout must be halted, the referee will call out yen, commanding immediate stoppage of the action. When necessary, competitors are directed to return to their starting positions with the command moto no ichi. The referee then also returns to their position, ready to resume the match at the appropriate time. Upon a successful technique, the referee will pause the bout, announce the score, and detail the specifics, whether it's a yuko, wajari, or ippon, along with the competitor's color and the targeted area. They'll then make the official scoring gesture. To continue the match, the referee calls out sujukete hajime, signaling the competitors to resume the bout. If a competitor gains a lead of 8 points, the referee will stop the bout by announcing yen. The competitors return to their starting marks. The leading score is officially recorded, and the referee declares victory for the leading competitor by raising a hand on the winner's side, stating ao, aka, no kachi. The bout concludes at this juncture, with the 8-point leader named the winner. As time expires in a bout, the competitor with the higher score is declared the winner. The referee will then raise their hand on the winner's side, announcing ao, aka, no kachi, signaling the end of the bout. If the bout concludes with a tied score, the decision falls to the referee panel through hante. After the referee calls hante and blows the whistle, the 4 judges cast their votes. The referee then declares the winner by raising their arm on the winning side, thus breaking the tie. A bout can be temporarily halted, indicated by the referee calling yen in various situations for safety and rules compliance. These include a competitor stepping out of the competition area, equipment adjustments, rule infractions, injuries, or illness assessed by the tournament doctor. Additionally, halts occur for immediate lack of technique following a grab, falls without scoring attempts, clinches, chest-to-chest standoffs without action, or ground wrestling. A halt is also called if multiple judges signal a score for fouls at the request of Kansa, the tatami manager, or for a video review. The referee may also stop the bout for any other reason deemed necessary for the conduct of the match. If a bout commences without the official time being recorded and is then stopped, and if both coaches reach an agreement on the remaining time, then the bout's duration cannot be contested thereafter. This consensus between the coaches ensures the bout proceeds with a clear understanding and no grounds for dispute regarding timekeeping. Scores are crucial in determining the outcome of a bout. A competitor earns a score when at least two judges signal a scoring technique or when both video review supervisors concur on a score following a coach's video review request. Techniques eligible for scoring encompass traditional karate maneuvers, whether delivered by hand or foot, aimed with control at the scoring area. It's the initial correct technique in an exchange that scores. However, in cases of effective combinations, the highest scoring technique will be awarded irrespective of its order in the sequence. This approach underlines the emphasis on precision, control, and the martial arts' traditional values. Scoring in Kumite is precise and regulated. Valid scoring areas include the body from above the pelvis up to and including the collarbone, known as chudan, excluding the shoulders. Attacks directed to the area above the collarbone, or jodan, are also valid and include the face, head, and neck. Remember, accurate strikes to these areas with proper control and technique can earn you points ranging from yuko to ippon. Scoring in Kumite is determined by a set of clear criteria. A technique must have the potential for impact, showing effectiveness if it hadn't been controlled. When assessing a score, judges look for good form, sporting attitude, vigorous application, maintaining awareness, known as zanshin, good timing, correct distance. Each of these elements is essential, contributing to a technique's effectiveness and the award of points from yuko to ippon. In Kumite, the scoring scale is fundamental to the competition. Yuko, worth 1 point, is awarded for tsuki, straight punch, or uchi, strike, to a scoring area. Wajari, valued at 2 points, is given for chudan kicks. The highest score, ippon, which carries 3 points, is granted for jodan kicks or any techniques landing while any part of the opponent's body, other than the feet, is in contact with the mat. Techniques targeted at the chudan area, or midsection, are to be executed with controlled impact. This ensures effective scoring while minimizing the risk of injury. It's important to recognize that an opponent's loss of breath from a blow to the midsection does not necessarily signify a lack of control from the delivering competitor. Techniques aimed at the jodan, or upper-level area, are scored when kicks are stopped within 5 cm and hand techniques within 2 cm, delivered with a light touch without causing impact. Strikes to the throat are strictly prohibited. For cadets under 14 years and children, there are special distances to ensure safety: 10 cm for kicks and 5 cm for hand techniques to the jodan area. In Kumite competition, a controlled technique may include a skin touch to the valid scoring areas without causing undue impact or injury. This allowance ensures techniques are executed with precision and control, respecting the safety of competitors. In the case of competitors under 14 years, no skin touch is allowed with jodan techniques. Techniques executed as time expires in a Kumite bout may still be valid. If a technique is delivered precisely at the moment of time completion and meets the scoring criteria, it can be counted. Judges and referees must be attentive to these critical moments to ensure fair scoring. A technique in kumite may be deemed invalid for several reasons. It's invalid if it's executed after the match time has ended or after the referee has called yang. Techniques are also not counted if delivered between vakrete, meaning break, and before sujukete, meaning continue, is called. Any technique performed while the competitor is outside the competition area, followed by a foul except for jogai, or when one turns their back to the opponent, showing a lack of awareness, is considered invalid. Furthermore, any technique that inherently violates the rules, such as causing excessive contact or involving holding or grabbing, will be invalidated. In kumite, judges may award a point even when the impact isn't directly visible. The decisive factor is the correct execution of the technique with an unobstructed path to the target. This underscores the importance of technique precision and the judge's ability to assess effective application, ensuring fairness in scoring. There are a total of 16 types of prohibited behavior in kumite competition. This includes executing techniques after the command vakrete and before sujukete. Competitors must adhere to the referee's instructions and timing to avoid penalties for prohibited actions. In kumite, the safety of competitors is paramount, and certain actions are strictly prohibited. Excessive contact, especially to the scoring areas and throat, is not permitted. Strikes to the arms, legs, groin, joints, or instep, as well as open hand-face strikes, are disallowed. Post-vakrete techniques executed before sujukete are invalid. Dangerous throws, figning injuries, exiting the competition area without cause, self-endangerment, and avoiding combat are all actions that can lead to penalties. Additionally, passivity, clinching, wrestling, and uncontrolled attacks are prohibited. It's also important to refrain from grabbing with both hands, unless for a leg takedown, and grabbing the arm or kartegi with one hand without immediate follow-up action. Attacks with the head, knees, or elbows, and any discourteous behavior are against the rules. Upholding these standards ensures fair play and respect for all participants. The referee holds authority to maintain discipline on the competition floor. Coaches or entourage members who disrupt the bout or fail to uphold proper conduct may be banned from the floor at the referee's discretion. If a coach is banned, the bout can be postponed until compliance is ensured. Only the coach designated for the bout can guide the competitor, and any unsanctioned interference by other accredited members may result in accreditation withdrawal. Coaches must not disrupt the bout with their instructions and should remain silent about the official's judgments. Competitors can discreetly signal for a video review, but it is up to the coach to request it. Informal warnings serve to maintain the bout's momentum without unnecessary interruptions. These are not meant to replace formal warnings, but act as a prompt for competitors to adjust their behavior. If the informal warning is ignored, the referee will escalate to formal warnings or penalties. Sujukete is used to stimulate ongoing activity, signaled by the referee with a gesture to encourage continuous action. Vakrete breaks up clinches, instructing competitors to step back without stopping the clock and then to resume with sujukete. These warnings help uphold the bout's rhythm and sportsmanship. The command sujukete is designed to foster continuous action, but it has its strategic limitations. For instance, within the final 15 seconds of a bout, sujukete is not used unless it follows vakrete. This ensures that the encouragement for activity does not disrupt the bout's critical closing moments. Additionally, Should a technique be executed concurrently with wakrete, it won't score even if it's properly executed. However, there is no penalty for such simultaneous action unless the technique is uncontrolled, which could then lead to warnings or penalties. These rules are in place to ensure fairness and consistent application throughout the bout. Official warnings are a crucial part of maintaining order and fairness in a bout. They are divided into two categories: chui, which is a warning for lesser infractions that don't significantly affect the opponent's chance of winning. A competitor may receive up to 3 chui warnings in a bout. The more severe warning, hansoku chui, is an indication that disqualification is imminent with further infractions. It's issued for serious infractions or after a competitor has already accumulated 3 chui warnings. Understanding these warnings is essential for competitors to avoid escalating penalties and maintain the integrity of the competition. In kumite, penalties are serious and can greatly affect a competitor's standing in the competition. The penalty of hansoku means disqualification from the current bout due to a severe infraction or after a hansoku chui warning. On the other hand, shikkaku is a disqualification from the entire tournament. It is enforced if a competitor refuses to follow the referee's orders, behaves maliciously, or acts in a way that tarnishes the prestige and honor of karate. Both penalties underscore the importance of discipline and respect in the sport. In the rare event that both competitors, aka and ao, receive a hansoku or shikkaku in the same bout, the next round's competitors will advance by default. No result is declared for the disqualified bout. Serious breaches of conduct, whether on or off the mat, may lead to further disciplinary actions by the WKF Disciplinary Commission or Executive Committee, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the sport's integrity. If there's a potential disqualification, the referee may consult with the judges in a shugo to ensure the decision is fair, just, and aligns with the tournament's rules. Warning and penalty application: excessive contact. If contact is deemed excessively strong but does not significantly affect the opponent's chances of winning, a warning, chui, may be issued. Contact causing injury: any technique resulting in injury, except when caused by the recipient, may lead to a warning or penalty. Competitors must execute all techniques with control and good form, facing penalties if they fail to do so. Observation after contact: the referee must monitor an injured competitor until the bout resumes, allowing time for observation of injury symptoms or attempts to exploit minor injuries for tactical advantage. Overreaction to contact: slight overreactions warrant a chui, while obvious exaggeration merits a hansoku chui. Severe exaggeration, like staggering or repeated falls, may result in a direct hansoku. Figning an injury: figning injury, even slight, earns at least a chui, with obvious exaggerations warranting a hansoku chui. Severe exaggeration may lead to immediate shikkaku. Figning injury from a scored technique results in a minimum hansoku chui. Contact to the throat: any throat contact, unless due to the recipient's actions, results in a warning or penalty. Throwing techniques: throws are categorized into conventional sweeps and those requiring a grip. Over-the-shoulder throws and sacrifice throws are prohibited. Throwing technique requirements: the thrower's pivotal point must not exceed hip level, and the opponent must be held throughout the throw for a safe landing. Catching a kick: holding the opponent's kicking leg for a takedown is permitted, with both hands holding allowed only for this purpose. Leg grabbing: grasping below the waist to lift or throw is forbidden. with penalties based on resulting injuries. Single-handed grabbing, one-handed grabs are permitted for throws or direct scoring techniques but not for continuous actions. Holding on to break a fall, holding on to the opponent's kartegi with one hand is permitted to break a fall exiting the competition area. Jogai relates to a situation where a competitor's foot or any other part of the body touches the floor outside of the competition area. An exception is when the competitor is physically pushed or thrown from the area by the opponent or is exiting after having scored. Self-endangerment, a warning or penalty for mubobi is given when a competitor is hit or injured through his or her own fault or negligence. This may be caused by turning their back on the opponent, attacking without regard for the opponent's counterattack, stopping fighting before the referee calls yen, dropping the guard or repeated failure or refusal to block the opponent's attacks. If a competitor has been asked before the bout starts and confirms wearing a groin guard, and it later proves that this is not so, the competitor will receive shikkaku. If the competitor has not been asked, but it is discovered that the competitor does not wear a groin guard, the competitor will be given 2 minutes to correct the matter and will automatically receive a warning for mubobi. Passivity refers to situations where neither competitor makes attempts to score, or a single competitor does not attempt to score despite being behind on points or the opponent has a lead because of senshu. Passivity cannot be given during the first or last 15 seconds of a bout. Avoiding combat refers to a situation where a competitor attempts to prevent the opponent having the opportunity to score by using time-wasting behavior such as constantly retreating without effective counter, holding, clinching, or exiting the competition area rather than allowing the opponent an opportunity to score. Avoiding combat during the last 15 seconds of the bout, ato shibarku, will, as a minimum, result in hansoku chui and loss of senshu. Not following instructions, a competitor that refuses following the instructions of the referee or display a loss of temper will automatically receive shikkaku. This penalty may be imposed before, during or after the bout. The concept of passivity in kumite is important for maintaining a dynamic bout. A passivity warning cannot be given to a competitor who is leading either on points or by senshu. Furthermore, no passivity penalties will be issued within the first 15 seconds of the bout. When scores are tied, as in the scenario where both AKA and AO have 3 points, but AKA has the senshu advantage, only AO can receive a passivity warning. If both competitors have 2 points without senshu, then both can be penalized for passivity. The referee's signal is crucial in communicating these rulings during the match. Excessive celebration, political or religious demonstration, competitors are expected to respect the ceremony of salutations before and after the bout or match. Any excessive celebration, such as falling on one's knees etc., political or religious expressions, during or immediately after the bout or match, are prohibited and may be subject to a fine equal to the amount determined by the executive committee for the protest fee. Disqualification of individual competitors in team matches, hansoku or shikkaku in team matches. If a competitor is disqualified, hansoku or shikkaku, the offended competitor's score will be set at 8 points, while the offender's score will be reduced to 0. Disqualification in round-robin competition, if a competitor receives hansoku in a round-robin bout, the offender's score for the bout is reset to 0. The opponent's score is set to the higher of 4 points or the points earned by techniques. Points awarded for victory by hansoku are all measured as yuko dot. If a competitor receives Kiken or Shikaku in round-robin competition, all previous bouts' results are voided unless it is the last scheduled bout for the disqualified competitor. In that case, the result of the bout is recorded without consequences for the results of the previous bouts. Injuries and accidents in competition. Competitors declared unfit to fight. If a competitor is injured during a bout and wins due to disqualification caused by the injury, they are not permitted to participate further in the competition without explicit permission from the tournament doctor. Competitors who have experienced loss of consciousness or display symptoms of concussion cannot be granted permission to continue. A competitor who is injured but permitted to continue may win a second bout due to disqualification caused by the injury. However, they are immediately withdrawn from further kumite competition in that tournament. Procedure for handling injuries. Upon detecting an injury to a competitor, the referee must immediately halt the bout and request the presence of the doctor by raising his hand and calling out "Doctor." If the injured competitor is physically able to do so, they should be directed off the mat for examination and treatment by the doctor. In the event that a competitor sustains an injury during a bout and requires medical attention, they will be granted a 3-minute period to receive treatment. The tatami manager is responsible for informing the timekeeper to start the 3-minute count. If the treatment is not completed within the allotted time, the referee will decide whether the competitor should be declared unfit to continue fighting or if an extension of treatment time should be allowed. 10-second rule. Any competitor who falls, is thrown, or knocked down and fails to fully regain their feet within 10 seconds is considered unfit to continue fighting and will be automatically withdrawn from all kumite events in that tournament. If a competitor falls, is thrown, or knocked down, and does not promptly regain their feet, the referee will immediately stop the match, call for the doctor, and simultaneously commence a verbal count to 10 in the English language, indicating each second by showing a finger for each count. In all instances where the 10-second count has begun, the doctor will be requested to examine the competitor before the bout can resume. The competitor may be examined on the mat for incidents falling under this 10-second rule. The tatami manager is responsible for informing the central table when a competitor has been disqualified from further competition based on the 10-second rule. Responsibilities regarding injured competitors. The tournament doctor is authorized to provide an opinion solely on the injured competitor's fitness for continuation. The referee will then determine the winner based on Hansoku, Kiken, or Shikaku. As applicable, the referee must consider any pre-existing injuries when evaluating the extent to which the current injury could be attributed to actions by the opponent. The opponent should not face penalties for any pre-existing conditions. In round-robin competition, if a competitor has to withdraw due to injury, all previous bouts are nullified from the result, except if it's the last scheduled bout for the injured competitor. In such cases, the result of the bout is recorded without affecting the outcomes of previous bouts. Handling injuries involving both competitors. In cases where two competitors injure each other or are unable to continue due to the effects of previously incurred injuries, the tournament doctor declares them unfit to continue. In such instances, the bout is decided as it would be under normal circumstances, following the standard procedures applicable at full time. In the event of injuries or accidents during competition, the medical decision is paramount. If the tournament doctor deems a competitor fit to continue and says yes, the referee still has the discretion to say no if they feel it's unsafe for the competitor to proceed. However, if the doctor says no and deems the competitor unfit, the referee does not have the authority to overrule this decision and must also say no. This protocol ensures that the health and safety of competitors are always the top priority in kumite competition. Criteria for decision making. In karate competitions, decisions are made based on several criteria to ensure fairness and accuracy. Here are the general guidelines. Signal consistency. If two or more judges signal a score for the same competitor, the referee will halt the bout and make the decision accordingly. If the referee fails to stop the bout, the match supervisor will intervene. Multiple scores. If both competitors have scores indicated by two judges, each competitor will be awarded their respective points. Discrepancies. If one competitor has a score indicated by multiple judges, but the scores differ, the higher score will be applied. This also applies if there are two judges for each competitor with different scores. Majority rule. In case of majority but disagreement among the judges for one level of score, the majority opinion overrides the principle of applying the highest score. Explanation of decisions. After the bout or match, the referee panel may explain their decision-making process to the tatami manager, chief referee, or appeals jury. They are not obligated to explain themselves to anyone else. In assessing the performance of competitors, judges rely on a clear set of criteria for decision-making. When only one or two judges signal for the same contestant with different scores, the higher score will be awarded. However, in the case of warnings and penalties, the lower score is taken into account. This approach ensures that the most favorable outcome for the competitor is considered for scoring, while a conservative approach is applied to warnings and penalties to maintain fairness and uphold the integrity of the competition. When a situation arises where all four judges flag for the same contestant but indicate two different scores, the rules stipulate that the lower score will be given. Criteria for deciding the winner of a bout. In karate competitions, the outcome of a bout is determined based on specific criteria. Here's how the winner is decided. Clear lead or highest points. The winner of a bout can be determined by a competitor obtaining a clear lead of 8 points, having the highest number of points at the end of the time, or having the first unopposed point advantage, senshu. Additionally, a competitor can win by a decision made by the officials, hante, or if a penalty, hansoku, shikkaku, or Kiken, is imposed against the opponent, senshu advantage. Seisu refers to the first instance of scoring on the opponent without the opponent also scoring before the signal. If both competitors score before the signal, no seisu is awarded. Decision criteria. If neither competitor has a clear lead or seisu advantage, the decision is made based on the following criteria in order: A. Number of ippon scored in the bout. B. Number of waja ari scored in the bout. Decision by hante. If the number of ippon and waja ari scored is equal, the decision will be made by hante, which is a final majority vote of the judges and the referee based on their judgment of superiority in tactics and techniques. Ties. Individual elimination bouts cannot end in a tie except in team or round-robin competitions. In such cases, if there are no scores, equal scores, no superiority in ippon or waja-ari, and neither competitor has obtained senshu, the referee will announce a tie, haiki-wake. Withdrawal of senshu. If a competitor awarded senshu receives a warning for avoiding combat, the advantage is automatically forfeited. Withdrawal of senshu in last 15 seconds. If senshu is withdrawn when there are less than 15 seconds left of the bout, no further senshu can be awarded. withdrawal of censure due to successful video request. If a successful video request determines that the opponent also scored, censure may be nullified. Double disqualification. If both competitors are disqualified in the same bout, the opponents scheduled for the next round will win by bye. In medal bouts, the winner will be declared based on the scores at the moment of disqualification, censure, or by direct hante. Scorekeepers will use specific symbols for recording points and decisions. Points are recorded as 3 for Ippon, 2 for Vaja-Ari, and 1 for Yuko. The first unopposed point advantage is marked with for censure. The winner is noted as Kachi, the loser as Make, and a draw as Haikivek. Warnings are indicated by 1C, 2C, or 3C for the first, second, and third warnings respectively. HC is for a warning of disqualification, H for disqualification from the bout, and S for disqualification from the tournament. Ensure these symbols are correctly marked on the score sheet for accurate bout outcomes and penalty tracking. Video review request. In competitions sanctioned by the WKF, World Karate Federation, video review of bouts is required in certain events such as World Championships, Premier League, Olympic Games, Youth Olympic Games, Continental Games, World Games, and similar multisport games. Its use is also recommended for other competitions whenever feasible. Here are the key points regarding video review requests. Initiation of video review. A coach initiates the video review process by raising their video review card, either manually or electronically, to signal that they believe a score for their competitor was missed by the judges. Request timing. The request for video review must be made promptly when the coach believes there has been a scoring opportunity. Once initiated, the procedure continues even if the coach regrets the decision immediately afterward. Competitor's decision. If the competitor wishes to request or decline a video review, they can discreetly signal their coach without disrupting the bout. Reason for review. A video review can be requested when the judges award a lower score than deemed appropriate by the coach for a higher scoring technique. Scoring criteria. Video review supervisors can only award points if they both agree that the competitor for whom the request was made had a valid score, scoring either before or simultaneously with the other competitor. Evaluation process. The last 6 seconds before the request was made are always evaluated, with additional time added as needed. The sequence is reviewed at normal speed initially but can be viewed in slow motion or zoomed in for detailed examination if necessary. Multiple scores. If the video review reveals multiple scores during the exchange reviewed, the highest score is given. Simultaneous requests. If both coaches request a video review simultaneously, the point is awarded to the competitor deemed to have scored first, except in cases of simultaneous scoring where both competitors receive points. Request timing. If the second coach wants a review of the same instance as the first coach, they must raise their card before the review starts to retain their right to request a video review for that instance. Outcome of request. If the request is valid, the appropriate score is awarded. If found invalid, the coach loses the right to request another video review for the remainder of the bout. Supervisor's role. Video review supervisors cannot overrule decisions by corner judges except for censure. Technical issues. If the supervisors are unable to observe the technique due to camera angle or technical problems, the coach retains the card, and the same procedure applies. Uncontrolled technique. If the referee deems a requested technique as uncontrolled or too hard, a warning or penalty must be applied, and the coach retains the card limitation after Vakrete. Once Vakrete is called by the referee, coaches cannot request a video review unless the technique occurred before Vakrete was called. Responsibility of coach. It is the coach's responsibility to protest if a video review card is not returned when they have the right to have it returned by the tatami manager. Eligibility to compete. Age allocation. The age category in which a competitor participates is determined by their age on the first day of the competition event. Senior Kumite categories. Competitors must be at least 18 years old to participate in the Senior Kumite categories. Under 21 categories. Participants in the under 21 categories must be 18, 19, or 20 years old. Junior categories. Competitors in the junior categories must be 16 or 17 years old. Cadet categories. Participants in the cadet categories must be 14 or 15 years old. Under 14 categories. Competitors in the under 14 categories must be 12 or 13 years old. Two-judge system, applicable to youth league only. This appendix outlines the procedure for refereeing kumite with only two corner judges, specifically applicable to the youth league. Here are the key points. Mutual responsibility. In this system, the corner judges and the referee share responsibility for scoring points. Flags are used by the corner judges for signaling. Assistance by corner judges. Corner judges assist the referee by signaling jogai, excessive contact, and skin touch if it contravenes the rules, but the referee retains autonomy in applying warnings and penalties. Scoring points. Points are awarded if two judges, or one judge plus the referee, agree on the score. Positioning of referee. To ensure proper coverage of all angles, the referee should not position themselves on the same side as the two judges. Placement of coaches. Coaches should be positioned in front of the referee, not behind. Referee's signals. The referee can signal and ask for support for points made within their field of play. The signals for yuko, wajari, and ippon are the same as in regular kumite rules, with the exception that the referee's elbow is touching their torso while indicating the respective signal. Final decision. If one judge signals for a point and the other for a warning or penalty, the referee will make the final decision by supporting one of the judges. Conflicting signals. If the two judges, or one judge and the referee, show different points for the same competitors, the higher score will be given. Both competitors scoring. If both judges signal a point but for different competitors, the referee will award both points. Skin touch. In categories 14 to 16 years of age, skin touch is allowed for kicks only. Skin touch is defined as touching the target without transferring energy into the head or body. For competitors under 14 years, no skin touch is allowed with Jordan techniques. In the youth league's two-judge system, corner judges assist the referee by signaling points. They indicate jogai by tapping the floor to the side, and for contact, by crossing the flags to the side of the face. Despite this assistance, the referee retains full autonomy in applying warnings and penalties during the match. To ensure the fairness and impartiality of karate tournaments, it is essential to prevent conflicts of interest, especially during medal bouts. This includes avoiding situations where judges share the same nationality, residency, or family ties with competitors, as well as ensuring there are no direct coaching relationships between judges and athletes. By strictly adhering to these principles, the integrity of the sport is upheld. Official protest. Tatami manager will complete the information regarding the referee panel involved in the protest. The protest must be completed, and the fees submitted within 5 minutes after announcing the intent to protest. Summary table of winning criteria and tie resolution. In Kumite individual round robin, individual elimination, teams round robin, teams elimination. The winning criteria of a bout between two individuals, we should see most scored points, Senshu, most Ippon scored, most Vaja Ari scored. Like that, what are the other criteria in the table we need to follow? Jacket ties must be tied. Jackets without ties can't be used. Compulsory must wear all protected WKF equipment. Personal embroideries are not permitted. Competitors should not mix match the color shin pad and foot pad in different color. It's prohibited. Hair decorations, metal hair grips, rebound beads, piercing are all prohibited. Discreet rubber band or ponytail retainer is permitted. Tape is also decoration, so it prohibited. The wearing of certain items because of religious basis are not allowed. The working conditions of referee and judges must be good. If you are a judge or referee, you should not involve any type of confidence of interest. Video review is only for kumite matches and points. Referees, judges, zero tolerance alcohol, no match supervisor at the lineup. Proper arrangement of referee, judge, coaches, players in a tatami. Referees, judges officiating cannot perform another function. Do not discuss the outcome of a match with a coach or competitor. Don't touch the competitors. Call the doctors. Way to enter the position of referee and judges in the tatami. Team matches, the panel will rotate for each bout. The match supervisor will not rotate. The referee can move around the entire tatami including the safety zones. Do not stand in front of judges or the match supervisor. When giving points, the referee must identify first the scoring competitor aka second the scoring area Chudan Jordan. Third the scoring technique Tsuki, Uchi. Carry fourth the score awarded Yuko Vajari, Ippon, Kumite U14 helmet compulsory. Welcome to the Kata Seminar 2024. We discuss about Karate Kata rule in WKF. The competition takes place on a WKF approved matted square, each side measuring 8 meters, ensuring ample space for competitors. Surrounding this area, a 2-meter safety zone is mandatory on all sides, providing a buffer for athlete protection. Judges are stationed at a table with a clear view of the center, aligning AO and AK competitors to their left and right, respectively. It's crucial that the perimeter of the safety area remains free from any obstructions like ads, walls, or pillars, maintaining at least a 1-meter clearance. Coaches are seated outside the safety zone, ideally opposite the official table, but if the tatami layout requires, they can be positioned on each side of the official table for practicality. Attention to all officials. Please adhere to the official uniform protocol. This includes a single-breasted navy blue blazer paired with plain light grey trousers without turn-ups. A white short-sleeved shirt is required, along with dark blue or black socks and black slip-on shoes for the match area. An official tie is to be worn neatly without a tie pin, and a black whistle with a white cord should be used discreetly. Permitted personal additions include a plain wedding band, WKF-approved religious headwear, a hair clip, and discreet earrings. Hair must be styled off the shoulders and makeup should be subtle. Heels over 4 centimeters are not permitted with the uniform. Please refrain from wearing smart watches or using private electronic devices on the field of play. Please note, judges are required to wear the official WKF uniform at all events, briefings, and courses. This includes the designated blazer, trousers, shirt, socks, shoes, tie, and whistle as per the official guidelines. For multisport events, The uniform may be substituted with a cross-sport uniform provided by the LOC, subject to written request and formal approval by the WKF. Judges may remove blazers with the Chief Judge's consent. Adherence to the uniform regulation is mandatory, and non-compliance may lead to refusal of participation by the referee commission or chief referee. The judges must not have the nationality of the participants. Coaches are expected to present a professional appearance, adhering to the attire guidelines set by the WKF. The standard uniform includes the official tracksuit of their national federation, shoes, and official identification. For medal bouts at official WKF events, male coaches should wear a dark suit with shoes, shirt, and tie, while female coaches are to wear a dress, pantsuit, or dark-colored jacket and skirt combination with shoes. Sandals or open-toe shoes are not allowed. A plain wedding band and approved religious headwear are permitted. The chief referee may approve the use of the official team t-shirt or a plain t-shirt in lieu of the tracksuit jacket. The coach must know rules of competition. Anti-doping rules, competitors' coach behavior. Rules for writing a protest. Rights and duties, fair play manners. In World Championships, kata coaches need to be part of a national federation delegation and have the required coach certification level when acting during the bout of a competitor. The kartegi for competition must adhere to specific requirements to ensure uniformity and professionalism in the sport. It must be white, approved by the WKF, and free from any stripes, piping, or personal embroidery. During official WKF events, competitors may have embroidered brands on the shoulders in red or blue. Only original manufacturers' labels are allowed on the kartegi. Competitors may also have their national emblem or flag on the left breast with a maximum size of 12 cm by 8 cm and the organizing committee's identification on the back. Competitors must wear WKF-approved red or blue belts, which should be free from personal embroideries and approximately 5 cm wide. Female competitors are permitted to wear a plain white t-shirt beneath their karate jacket. Jackets should be tied correctly at the start of each performance, and they should cover the hips without being longer than 3/4 of the thigh length. Jacket sleeves should end at the wrist bend, but not be shorter than halfway down the forearm. Trousers need to cover at least 2/3 of the shin without extending below the ankle bone. Additionally, the WKF Executive Committee may authorize special labels or trademarks to be displayed on the kartegi. Let's go over the key attire rules for competitors. WKF allows approved religious headwear but prohibits glasses. Soft contact lenses are allowed at your own risk. Hair should be short enough to not hinder performance, with minimal accessories allowed. Only discreet rubber bands for ponytails are permitted. Regarding attire, any special labels or trademarks need WKF Executive Committee approval. Unauthorized apparel or equipment is not allowed. In case of injury, supports must be approved by the referee and doctor. Only WKF-approved equipment is to be used by federations. Competitors have 1 minute to correct any attire issues, or the coach risks a 6-month suspension. These rules ensure fairness and safety in competition. Nature of kata. Kata is not a dance or theatrical performance, must adhere to traditional values and principles, must be realistic in fighting terms, display concentration, power, and potential impact in techniques, demonstrates strength, power, speed, grace, rhythm, and balance. Competition format. All kata competitions are one-on-one, pitting one competitor against another or one team against another. Individual competitors or teams designated as aka red and blue dot. Designation of color is done by random drawing. Performance order. The competitor or team designated as aka red will perform first. Compliance with instructions. Competitors must at all times follow the instructions given by the chief judge. Bout refers to the performance of one kata by one competitor versus another. Match refers to the performance of one kata, including bunkai for medal matches, by one kata team versus another. Group refers to the competitors participating in one of the 8 or more groups in the round-robin phase. For individual competition, also used for the group of 5 teams participating in round-robin team competition. Pool refers to each of the two halves of the total number of competitors in a category, forming the two paths of advancement towards competing for the medals. Kata competitions feature 3 organizational formats: elimination with repechage, round-robin followed by elimination, and a two-pool round-robin, mainly used for multisport games. In team matches, each team, either all-male or all-female, consists of 3 or 4 competitors, with 3 competing at any time. Individual competitions are divided into male and female categories. Details on competition variations are provided in the tournament bulletin. For the World Individual Championships and Karate 1 Premier League, seeding is based on the WKF World Rankings, with the top 4 competitors as of the day before the competition being seeded. In the World Senior Team Championships, seeding includes the 3 medalist teams from the previous championships, gold, silver, and both bronze teams. A transition note for the Team World Championship following Budapest 2023 specifies that both bronze medal winners will be seeded, adapting to the change from 2 bronze medals to a single bronze medal match outcome. Kata teams are formed with 3 or 4 competitors, allowing flexibility in choosing any 3 for each round. Teams are gender-specific, either all-male or all-female. In Team Kata, members start facing the same direction towards the judges. Performance requires mastery of the kata and crucial synchronization among team members. In Team Kata competitions for medals, teams choose a kata to perform followed by a bunkai demonstration. With no bow between the two, they are considered a single performance. The total time for kata and bunkai is 5 minutes, timed from the start of the kata to the final bow of bunkai. Playing unconscious during bunkai is not allowed. Competitors must recover quickly. Scissor takedowns to the neck are banned, but those to the body or legs are allowed. Kata competition formats: 8 group elimination system, competitors teams, groups of 8 or maximum 12 per tatami, divided by 2 pools. 4 group round robin elimination system, groups of 4 per tatami, divided by 2 pools. 2 pool round robin system, multiple sports games. Olympic Games. There will be no repechage. Ties will be resolved according to Article 5. Group with 8 competitors, elimination system. 4 group with 4 competitors, round robin system. 6 to pool round robin system, according to rules for the event. Elimination with repechage. Process overview. Competitors' teams are divided into 2 pools. In each pool, competitors' teams compete against each other. Winners of each pool qualify for the finals. Repechage phase. Competitors' teams who lost to the 2 finalists enter a repechage phase, form 2 new pools and compete until 2 competitors' teams are left in each pool. Bronze medal matches. The 2 competitors' teams left in each repechage pool compete against each other. Winners of these matches receive the 2 bronze medals. Round-robin groups followed by elimination. Individuals and teams. individual kata competition, competitors or teams face each other in performing a kata of their choice. For team medal matches, bunkai follows as an integrated part of the performance. Individual round robin with 4 competitors in a group, maximum of 32 participants divided into 8 groups. Winners of each group proceed to regular quarterfinals, semifinals, and final. Losers to the finalists in quarter and semifinals compete for the bronze medals. Phase 1 of individual world championships, competitors divided into 6, 8, 12, or 24 groups. Winners and best runners-up form pairs competing for 6 places, qualifying for Phase 2. World Senior Teams Championships, round-robin system followed by semifinals and final. 5 teams in each group. Winners advance to semifinals. Group winners head to finals. Losers compete in the bronze medal match, determining winners and runners-up based on the most won bouts matches. Tie resolved according to Article 5 if the number of wins is equal. Bronze medal matches, individuals who lost to finalists compete for bronze medals, 1 for groups 1 to 4 and 1 for groups 5 to 8. Teams that lost to finalists compete for the 1 bronze medal. Disqualification and continuation. In round robin, a competitor or team can be disqualified from a performance and still continue the competition. The opponent wins that performance, and the results of other bouts or matches remain. Disqualification for misconduct. If an already qualified individual competitor is disqualified for misconduct at the end of the round-robin round, shikkaku, quarter-final opponent advances to the semi-final by walkover. Other competitors compete in the other quarter-final. If an already qualified team is disqualified for misconduct at the end of the round-robin round, shikkaku, semi-final opponent advances to the final by walkover. Two other teams compete in the other semi-final. Winner goes to the finals and loser gets the bronze medal. Allocation to groups and qualification from round robin. Refer to the provided table for allocation to groups based on the number of competitors and determination of qualification. Additional kata for technical mistake disqualification. If both competitors or teams are disqualified for a technical mistake during a medal bout match, they perform an additional kata to determine the result. If teams are involved, no bunkai is required. To pool round-robin competition, context, used for multiple sport games, example, continental games, Olympic games, multisport events. Format determined for each event based on modalities included and participation restrictions. Kata competition, under 14 years, general rule, no specific deviations from standard rules, adherence to standard kata competition rules, limitation on kata list. Limitation to less advanced kata may be imposed, ensures age-appropriate and skillable. Appropriate participation, the use of traditional weapons or other equipment is not allowed. The judging panel, judges selection, for all official WKF competitions, a panel of 7 judges for each round is designated by random selection using a computer program, Tatami Manager. Each mat has 1 judge designated as the Tatami Manager. Tatami Manager leads communication with the software technician and resolves any unanticipated issues among the judges. Judges deployment for eliminatory rounds. The RC Secretary provides the software technician with a list of judges available per tatami after the competitors' draw and referee's briefing. The list contains only judges present at the briefing and complies with specified criteria. The software technician randomly selects 7 judges for each tatami from the deployment list. Medal bouts judging panel. Tatami managers provide a list of available officials from their tatami after the last performance of the eliminatory round. The list is approved by the RC chairman and entered into the system by the software technician. The system randomly allocates the judging panel. consisting of 7 judges, additional personnel for medal rounds, timekeeper assists during medal rounds, especially in team competitions, tracking maximum performance time, the announcer of results and the software technician may be the same person if found expedient. Runners for kata collection. Organizers provide runners for each competition area. Runners must be familiar with the WKF kata list. Runners collect and record the chosen kata of the competitors before each round and deliver the listing to the software technician. Tatami manager oversees the operation of the runners. Evaluation. Official kata list. Official kata list. Only kata from the WKF official kata list is permissible. The official kata list is available in Appendix 1. Evaluation duration. For individual kata matches, the performance is evaluated from the bow starting the kata until the bow ending the kata. In team medal matches, the evaluation includes both the kata performance and bunkai demonstration. Timekeeping starts at the bow in the beginning of the kata and ends when the performers bow after completing the bunkai. Slight variation as taught by the competitor's style, Ryu-ha, of karate will be permitted. Duplicated names and variations. Names of some kata are duplicated due to variations in spelling. In romanization, kata may be known by different names from style, Ryu-ha, to style. In exceptional instances, an identical name may represent a different kata from style to style. Official kata list. In reporting the kata to be performed, use the designated number. Should there be inconsistency between the number and the name of the kata, the number will be considered the reported kata to be performed. Competitors or teams must perform a different kata for each round, with a maximum of 5 different kata needed to complete a competition. If more rounds are necessary, a previously performed kata can be repeated in the 6th round, but no kata may be repeated consecutively. Competitors under 14 years are required to perform up to 4 different kata, with the repetition rule applying from the 5th round. Competitors and teams have the freedom to choose their kata for each round, which must be announced while adhering to repetition rules, although they can opt to perform a new kata in every round if they choose. The point system displayed in the image for kata competition scoring includes both technical and athletic performance in a single score. Judges provide scores for each performance, and these scores are then totaled to determine the competitor's final score. The system eliminates both the highest and lowest scores given to ensure a fair judgment, with the remaining scores added to get the total. Scoring for each performance ranges from 5.0 to 10.0, with increments of 0.1 for medal matches. Bunkai is performed, and it holds equal importance to the kata itself in the overall assessment. The bunkai must illustrate the practical application and meaning of the performed kata. In the example given, 7 judges have scored the performance, and their individual scores are as follows: 7.6, 7.5, 7.8, 8.3, 7.7, 7.4, and 8.0. With the highest, 8.3, and the lowest, 7.4, scores discarded, the total score from the remaining 5 judges is 38.6. Decision and scoring. In our karate kata competitions, scoring is precise and fair. Here's how it works. Scores from 5 out of 7 judges determine the outcome. We discard the highest and lowest to balance extremes. If we have a tie, we add back the lowest score using 6 judges' scores to make the call still tied. We then consider all 7 judges' scores, including the highest and lowest. When scores are deadlocked even after this, we look to which competitor or team the majority of the 7 judges viewed as the winner. In round-robin matches, winners earn 3 points per victory, while the loser gets none, and we don't allow for draws. This ensures every point counts and the most consistent performances rise to the top. Please consider these guidelines during competitions to understand the judges' scoring criteria. A score of 10 denotes a perfect performance. Scores between 9 and 9.9 reflect an excellent performance, indicating world-class medal competition standards. Scores from 8 to 8.9 are very good, suitable for high-level international competition. Scores between 7 and 7.9 are good, meeting the expected level for international competition. Scores from 6 to 6.9 are acceptable but performed without distinction. Scores between 5 and 5.9 are insufficient, indicating performance with discrepancies. A score of 0 results in disqualification. Criteria for evaluation: kata performance, 1. Stances, 2. Techniques, 3. Transitional movements, 4. Timing and synchronization, 5. Correct breathing, 6. Focus, Kiken, 7. Conformance, consistence in the performance of the kihon, 8. Strength, 9. Speed, 10. Balance. Bunkai performance, applicable to team performances for medals, 1. Stances, 2. Techniques, 3. Transitional movements, 4. Timing distance, Mayai, 5. Control, 6. Focus, Kiken, 7. Conformance to kata, using the actual movements as performed in the kata, 8. Strength, 9. Speed, 10. Balance. The guidelines for points deduction in karate competition performance are as follows. For minor loss of balance, belt coming to loose, time wasting, not bowing first, simulated unconsciousness for more than 2 seconds, judges will deduct 0.2 or 0.3 points for minor or single errors. Judges will deduct more significantly 0.4 or 0.5 points for serious or repeated errors. For asynchronous movements, incorrect or incomplete movements, judges will deduct 0.4 or 0.5 points for minor or single errors. Judges will deduct more significantly 0.6 or 0.7 points for serious or repeated errors. For audible cues, major loss of balance, causing injury during bunkai, falling to do a movement in unison in team kata, judges will deduct 0.8 or 0.9 points for minor or single errors. Judges will deduct more significantly 1.0 points for serious or repeated errors. Fouls in kata performance, list of fouls, announcing the kata before the bow, minor loss of balance, incorrect or incomplete movement execution, asynchronous movements, especially in team kata, use of audible cues or theatrics, stamping feet, slapping chest, arms, or kartegi, belt coming loose to the extent that it is coming off the hips, time wasting, including prolonged marching, excessive bowing, or prolonged pause before starting the performance, causing injury by lack of controlled technique during bunkai, simulated unconsciousness for more than 2 seconds as part of the bunkai. Seriousness of fouls, judges should consider fouls like audible cues or theatrics at the same level as a temporary loss of balance, belt coming loose and time wasting are considered serious fouls. Reasons for disqualification: not announcing the kata, announcing the wrong kata, or performing a different kata than pre-announced, failing to bow at the beginning and completion of the kata performance, not starting the kata facing the judges, a distinct pause or stop in the performance, omitting or adding movements, or substantially changing the performance from its original form. Having to take a corrective step to recover from a total loss of balance or having a fall, belt falling off during the performance, exceeding the total time limit of 5 minutes for kata and bunkai, performing a scissor takedown technique to the neck area in bunkai, Jodan Kani Basmi, failure to follow the instructions of the chief judge or other misconduct, Shikkaku. Seriousness of disqualification. Disqualification may occur for significant violations such as failing to bow, substantial changes in performance, or exceeding time limits, Some violations like performing a scissor takedown to the neck area lead to immediate disqualification. Excessive celebration. A. Competitors must respect the ceremony of salutations before and after the performance. B. Any excessive celebration, example, falling on one's knees, or political religious expressions during or immediately after the performance are prohibited. C. Violations will result in a fine equivalent to the EC protest fee and will be reported by the tatami manager or chief referee to the official table. Winner determination in individual and team matches. A. For both individual bouts and team matches using the elimination system, the winner is the competitor or team with the highest score, as indicated in 5.5. Determining winners in round-robin groups. Individual competition. To determine the winner in individual round-robin competition and resolve ties, follow these steps. 1. Most victory points scored for all bouts. 2. Winner of the bout between the tied competitors. 3. Highest sum of judges picking the competitor as the winner in all group bouts. 4. Competitor with the highest world ranking. 5. Performance of an extra kata for competitors still tied. Return to criterion 2 for each tie. Team competition. To determine the winner in team round-robin competition and resolve ties, follow these steps. 1. Most victory points scored for all matches. 2. Winner of the match between the tied teams. 3. Highest sum of judges picking the team as the winner for all group matches. 4. Performance of an extra kata for teams still tied. Return to criterion 2 for each tie. Official protest process. General provisions. No protests about judgments to the refereeing panel. Only competitor's coach or official representative can make a protest. Protest takes the form of a written report submitted immediately after the bout. Protest must not necessarily impede the progression of the competition. Protest should be announced immediately after the bout. Submitting a protest. Coach requests the official protest form from the tatami manager. Completed, signed. Protest form and fee submitted within 5 minutes after announcing the intent to protest. Tatami manager adds officials' names and hands the form to the appeals jury. Composition of the appeals jury. 3 senior referee representatives appointed by the referee commission. No 2 members from the same national federation. Additional members appointed by the RC to replace any conflicted members. Appeals evaluation process. Inquiries and investigations to validate the merit of the protest. Each member gives a verdict. Abstentions not acceptable, declined and accepted protests. Invalid protest, declined, marked as declined, and signed by all appeals jury members. Valid protest, accepted, marked as accepted, signed, and returned to the chief referee with the protest fee returned. Remedial measures for accepted protests. Reversing judgments contravening the rules, voiding results from affected rounds. Redoing affected bouts, issuing recommendations for sanctioning involved judges. Incident report. Appeals jury elaborates an incident report. Report signed by all 3 members and submitted to the chief referee and organizing commission. Eligibility to compete. Age. Determined by the age on the first day of the competition. Senior kumite categories. Athletes must be 18 years old. Senior kata categories. Athletes must be at least 16 years old. Under 21, 18, 19, or 20 years old. Junior, 16 or 17 years old. Cadet, 14 or 15 years old. Under 14, 12 or 13 years old. NF quota per event. Cadet, Junior. U21 World Championships. 1 competitor per category. Individual Senior World Championships, Final Phase and Team World Senior Championships. 1 competitor per category. Karate 1 events. Open competitions without NF restrictions. Specific limitations may apply for individual Senior World Championships qualification phase. Nationality. Only nationals can participate in WKF events. representing their country. Competitors can represent a spouse's country if nationality changes due to marriage. Dual nationality, competitor selects one country. Subject to WKF EC approval for changes, a competitor may represent the country of birth unless they opt for the nationality of a parent. Naturalized competitors must wait 3 years to represent their new country. Subject to WKF EC approval, changes due to independence or new NF recognition allowed, with residency considerations. In cases where the WKF recognizes multiple NFS for one passport, competitors can only represent the NF of residence. Local adaptation and uncovered issues. Local adaptation of rules allowed for national competitions. Adaptations should not favor or disadvantage specific karate styles, ensures flexibility for organizers while maintaining fairness. Issues not specifically covered. Chief referee has authority to resolve issues not covered by rules. Authority includes applying analogous resolutions from existing rules. Chief referee's best judgment guides decisions. Consultation with the assigned WKF representative or sports commissioner is encouraged, ensures efficient problem-solving and consistent decision-making. Kata competition categories. Summary table of winning criteria and tie resolution. WKF official kata protest form. Bouts for medals in team competition. Bunkai, it is the responsibility of the coach or the competitors to ensure that the kata as notified to the score table is appropriate for that particular round. In team kata, all 3 members must start and finish the kata facing in the same direction and towards the judges. The countdown clock will start when the team bow upon starting the kata. The countdown clock will stop at the final bow after the bunkai performance. Fouls, audible cues. Use of audible cues such as stamping the feet, slapping the chest, arms, karate gi, inappropriate exhalation, will automatically be penalized by the judges deducting the total portion of the score for the technical performance of the kata, losing 1/3 of the total score for the performance. Foul, belt coming loose. Disqualification, belt falling off.
勝負始め。あとしばらく。やめ。元の位置。続けて。続けて始め。腹心主語。判定。引き分け。赤の勝ち、青の勝ち。赤1本、青1本。赤技あり、青技あり。赤有効、青有効。注意。反則注意。反則。除外。選手。失格。取りません。危険。無防備。分かれて。
Our future. Please handle with care. Thank you very much. Good luck. We hope that you enjoyed new rules and regulations of WKF Kata Kumite 2024 seminar and how it is. Please comment below. Thank you. On special thanks to our traditional Karate Federation team members. Due to voice translation, some errors may occur. Please excuse us. Thank you.